They called her many things. The Queen of Heaven, the protector of women, the destroyer of kings. But beneath every myth about Hera lies a deeper truth, a truth buried under centuries of retellings that painted her as vindictive, jealous, and cruel. This story is not about that caricature. This is the full, unfiltered history of Hera, a goddess shaped by trauma, strengthened by war, betrayed by her husband, and feared even by gods. A ruler whose influence stretched from Olympus to every mortal household. A queen whose power rivaled Zeus himself. Tonight we go beyond the myths and uncover the complex psychology of a goddess who refused to be overshadowed. Hera's life began in terror. Cronus, her father, swallowed each of his children to prevent a prophecy of being overthrown. Imagine, no sound, no light, only the constant echo of a titan's heartbeat outside. This early trauma shaped Hera's iron will, her obsession with order, and her fierce protectiveness. She grew alongside Hestia, Demeter, Poseidon, and Hades, learning early that power could be stolen and must be defended at all costs. Ancient poets describe Hera as calm steel, the quiet strength between her siblings. She only saw daylight for the first time after Zeus forced Cronus to vomit them out, freed into a world on the brink of war. Newly freed, Hera stood on a battlefield where gods were still learning how to be gods. The Titanomachy was a brutal, 10-year war, the clash of two generations of immortals. Hera wasn't a warrior goddess like Athena, nor a brute like ours. She became the political brain of Olympus. She forged alliances. She coordinated godly roles. She structured the new divine order. She made sure the Cyclopes and the 100-handed giants were honored, preventing rebellion. When the Titans finally fell, Zeus claimed the throne. But Hera became the foundation of Olympus, the one who enforced law, hierarchy, and sacred bonds. Without her, Olympus would have been chaos. Hera was not conquered by Zeus. She resisted him for years. The myths exaggerate Zeus's pursuit, but many sources say Hera was simply unimpressed. She valued loyalty, discipline, and partnership, and Zeus was none of these things. One myth says Zeus turned himself into a shivering cuckoo bird. Hera, taking pity, held it close to warm it. And Zeus revealed himself, asking for her hand. She agreed only through a sacred oath of marriage, binding the king to the queen, order to power, lightning to law. Their wedding lasted for 300 years, for a brief, shining age. Hera and Zeus were the perfect divine pair. She believed she could influence him towards stability, and for a time they ruled jointly. Mortals prayed to Hera for successful marriages because she was the goddess of commitment, the thing she valued most. When Zeus betrayed her trust, Hera did not become jealous. She became enraged at injustice. In ancient Greek culture, marriage was sacred, a contract of loyalty. Zeus violated that contract repeatedly. Her punishments were not petty revenge. They were the enforcement of cosmic law. Her fury came from humiliation and a fight for political survival. She punished his affairs to maintain divine order. She punished his partners to maintain her throne. She punished their children to maintain her legacy. Zeus's infidelity didn't just break her heart. It undermined her entire domain as the goddess of marriage and threatened her position as queen. She feared losing influence far more than she feared losing Zeus. Hera's children reveal the different sides of her nature. Ars, god of raw war, embodied her rage and passion. Hebe, goddess of youth, symbolized her nurturing side. Eileithyia, goddess of childbirth, represented her role as protector of mothers. And then there was Hephaestus, the wounded god. Some myths say she bore him alone out of spite for Zeus birthing Athena from his head. Others say Zeus threw him from Olympus. Their relationship was complicated, a mix of shame, reconciliation, and eventual pride. Hephaestus once strapped her on a mechanical throne he built, a myth reflecting their tension, but their eventual reconciliation shows a capacity for forgiveness that many forget Hera possessed. Hera's so-called vengeance wasn't random cruelty. Each punishment reflected a violation of divine boundaries. Take Io, transformed into a cow to hide Zeus's affair. Hera saw through it instantly and sent the all-seeing giant Argos to guard her. This wasn't punishment, it was control of a situation Zeus created, or Semele tricked into seeing Zeus's true form, an act no mortal could survive. But Hera's motive wasn't to murder, it was ensuring mortals did not rise to divine status lightly. Leto was forbidden a birthplace not out of simple jealousy, but because Zeus was trying to elevate another goddess without Hera's consent. She was maintaining the balance between gods and humans, preventing Zeus from destabilizing the entire divine order. In the Trojan War, Hera became a mastermind. When the mortal prince Paris chose Aphrodite over her, it wasn't vanity, it was a political insult. The queen of the gods, rejected by a mortal. Unacceptable. Hera engineered alliances, persuaded kings, and even manipulated Zeus himself. She borrowed Aphrodite's magic girdle to seduce and distract him long enough to sway the battle. Partnering with Athena, she created a formidable alliance of wisdom and authority. Hera used every tool, charm, strategy, and trickery to ensure the Greeks, her chosen side, would achieve victory. She wasn't just a goddess in the war. She was one of its main architects. Hera's temples were among the largest in the ancient world, often bigger than Zeus's. Her festivals, the Heraia, were older than the Olympic Games. Women, brides, mothers, and queens all worshipped her. History tried to reduce her to a jealous wife, but the truth is far more powerful. She was the protector of women, the enforcer of sacred vows, the architect of Olympus's structure, and the only goddess whose authority rivaled the king of the gods. Hera was not the villain of Greek mythology. She was its backbone. A queen forged in darkness, a ruler shaped by betrayal, a goddess who endured and remained unshaken for thousands of years. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more hidden histories.